absolute silence in here. There's just a few people milling around, groundsmen and women sorting out the pitch, but it's not very often you I get to cover a game like this and then you sort of wander out into the pitch to do something like this, and it's so calm and quiet and serene, I suppose, and I guess it's just an air of total calmness, and for Norwich that total calmness will be in the knowledge of what a phenomenal position they now find themselves in. And as I've kind of said, basically it's 1 foot in the Premier League for me. Norwich beat Middlesbrough here 1-0 thanks to Onel Hernandez's 54th minute strike. It was a wonderful finish, by the way. Probably not really appreciating that fully on first glance, but it was such a low pure strike tucked in the corner through a body of players. Again, through Norwich winning the ball high up despite losing possession, winning it back high up and making the most of it. It sort of says it all really in terms of how Norwich have gone about it in many ways this season, and achieving that, getting the ball back and finishing the job. And that distills the game pretty neatly. In fairness, Middlesbrough were decent in the first 20 minutes especially. They pressed Norwich, they were aggressive, they had a great high tempo. They created some chances, but I would argue Norwich had the better of the chances in the first half. And again, much like the calmness in here, I have to say the last few games and times I've watched Norwich, I just don't worry about them. You just, even though you're like, well, you're a bit scratchy here, or it's not quite working out there, it just feels like they've got it within themselves to find the gears they need. They probably won't concede, which is probably something that hasn't been praised enough, how well actually they have defended in recent weeks. They've done an excellent job, and they're just in control. They're a side that are as good as anything in this division, and are doing something that's putting them a class apart from everyone else, because of course Leeds won today having lost to Sheffield United. Sheffield United lost at home to Bristol City having beaten Leeds. I mean, in terms of a breakdown of those two games, it's worked out really nicely, because now that Norwich, who of course kicked off after both those results, have won here, they are now 7 points clear of Sheffield United in third, with just slightly better goal difference, a much better goal difference than Leeds. Well, I say that, 5 goals, who are in second, and there's a 5-point gap to them. It's a phenomenal position for Norwich City to find themselves in with 7 games to go, and in those 7 games I think 3 wins takes them to 90 points, and not both of Sheffield United and Leeds are going to get to 90 points now. I think today, and maybe the result before the weekend's probably put the kibosh on them both doing that. So I think really it is in Norwich's gift now, especially when you consider that they've got QPR at home and Reading at home within the space of 5 days coming up, starting at the weekend. This is the Championship, you can't take that for granted, of course, and that's the biggest thing now for Norwich. I think I said after the Swansea game, maybe it was even earlier in the season, back in November, this is at Swansea. It was in Norwich's gift. They looked good enough that it was only going to be them not being at the races that would hamper them, and that's how it's proved. And again, that will be the question for Carrow Road and Norwich City to answer in those 2 games, where you don't want people rocking up in expectation. You want people rocking up in a real determination to finish the job. We're going to win the league was the chant from the away end at full time. I don't think I've heard them sing that, not properly, all season, and I think that just underlines what a phenomenal result this is. It was a wonderful performance in terms of grit, determination, the defending, the blocking. One brilliant block from Christoph Zimmermann towards the end, but also Emi Buendia helping to clear the danger. Tim Krul was assured. You can say Norwich maybe get the rub here and there, but it comes through them being so resolute and technically gifted in a way. They do just nip the ball back, win the ball back in ways that, it's a credit to their ability and how they do it. A word on Middlesbrough, because I think they were everything you sort of thought they would be, and this is not a happy place, and it always felt like if they were going to make it happen this season, it was going to kind of be despite the football, despite the atmosphere. The problem is now it's unravelling a little bit now. That's their 4th successive defeat. Of course, Norwich have now won 7 on the bounce, which they only last did at this level when they won the Championship in 2004. So it's now they're out of the top 6. They've got a huge game here. I think it is against Bristol City. Their game in hand, both teams' game in hand. And you just wonder about the momentum and how they're going to deal with that. I think it's going to be scratchy. It's going to be so competitive. But that said, they've still got so much quality that they should be able to turn it around. But it's almost like they're under the sort of Pulis shackles at the moment. They're relying on Ryan Shotton's long throws and, rudimental second balls out of the box. And, that's only going to get you so far, even in the Championship. So they've got some really tough questions to answer over the next 7 games. And I have to say, I'm not sure whether they've got the answers or not, but that's not for Norwich City to worry about. I imagine it kind of rubbed it in the noses of the Middlesbrough fans, some of the football Norwich were playing on the counter, the way they were playing the ball in little triangles and wriggling themselves out of space. They were being pressed hard, but they're so good at getting themselves out of a press. It was evident in the first half just how the high risk Norwich do play, and you can see that they play in a way that they do countenance risk, and sometimes it could be costly, and it might be an interesting situation if, as and when they do go up and how they deal with that. But for this level and the way they're playing and the ability they've got in so many talented individuals, it is an absolute pleasure. Suck it up, enjoy it. It's going to be probably quite a long week, and then 2 games at Carrow Road where, as I said, let's not just get absorbed by some horrible expectancy of, let's just beat this rubbish lot. In terms of what Norwich need to do now, they need to enjoy it, they need to fuel themselves with this momentum and just go for the jugular, because I can tell you it is literally staring at them in front of them. All they've got to do now is go out and finish the job. Onel Hernandez wins this for Norwich City here at the Riverside Stadium, although for one night only, the Captain James Cook Stadium, and it finished Middlesbrough 1. It finished Middlesbrough 0, Norwich City 1. They are top of the league, they are clear, and they are within touching distance of the Premier League. Of course, plenty more reaction over at PinkUn.com. If you're watching on YouTube, then why not subscribe? We've got loads of content for you, of course, throughout the week and around the football matches to enjoy. And we will see you very soon. Have a safe trip. Enjoy your brilliant weekends.